Well, the fruit cocktail looks pretty darn good to me. So I have not tested it yet to see what the alcohol content is. We're going to do that in a minute. But you know, this has cherry, grape, apple, and pear in it. So good. And now I'm going to do what's called recasting. And I'm going to pull the fluid off of here and leave as much yeast as possible. And then we're going to let it sit, and it'll get recast once or twice yet. But look how beautiful that cherry juice just created a gorgeous blush. It's stunning. I'm really impressed with this. I can't wait to taste it. So what I use is my dishwasher. And I know this probably seems nuts. I always use it for bottling because I can do a gravity feed hose and get the drop. And anytime I spill, it gets collected in that basin. And when I get done, I can just rinse off the outside of this, wipe it down, set it on the countertop, and then I can just close the door and rinse it. I don't have to do anything else. And I'll take my individual bottles and I'll bottle here also, because I run my bottles through the dishwasher, and then the rack is right there, clean bottles. I can grab them, fill them, rinse them off, and put them on the rack. So if you're not using your dishwasher this way, you're missing out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pull the majority of this down into, this is, I think, a 6-gallon Carboy, if I'm not mistaken. And this is about 5. Yeah, it's 18.9 liters. So I think we're pretty close to 5. This is going to be pretty full of hooch, but I'm not going to drain all of it out. The last of the dregs I'm going to put into this 1-gallon bottle. And that way I'll have about this much good product and the rest will be yeast. But I can do a separation here and recover some product. And it gives me a place to go when this is too full that I can go to as a backup. Now I've used my sanitizer on everything and cleaned it, and I've got my hydrometer here ready with a cylinder. We're going to do a check on the percentage of alcohol in this, but it is just lovely. I do have a colander with a strainer. I'm going to try to get some of these chunky bits that are suspended out, and which honestly they don't bother me, but I think it'll look prettier if I do that, and the chickens will enjoy that. So hold on, let me get you guys on a tripod and we'll get started. Now you might notice that I have a bowl under a cutting board to put it on a little slant, and I think that's going to give me an advantage down the road. So let me get this started here. So I think I broke that one. Gotcha. Okay, so we're going to put this guy in here. Now, wait, let me go get my clamp. I gotta have my clamp. Alright, here we go. So what I want to do is just be really quiet in your movements, so you're not causing a lot of agitation. And don't go down further than you have to right now. There we go. Because you don't want to stir any of that settlement, right? Now you want to wait till you get a little bit of fluid in there so it's not so tippy before you walk away. Well, we're in the beer range. Yeah, I think it's around 5% alcohol. So if we look at the bottom of the green line here, that's about where it's coming in at. So it's about 5%, which is not terrible. I wish it was a skosh higher, but that's okay. I used less sugar intentionally on this batch. Okay, so now that we've got some drain down, we'll go knead this down a little bit. Oh, that's looking nice. Very, very nice. That's beautiful color. Okay. Well, now we wait. Well, we're getting close to switching containers here. I'd like this one to fill up to about this point or here. You know, I can pour back some of this after I strain it as well. But I'd like to have it up higher where I have less oxygen in there. Well, I got yeast starting to come up through the middle. I might need to take what I got there. We're still above it. There's a glob moving this way. Okay, well, that's pretty close. What I wanted. I don't know that I can go much lower and not get yeast. the end right here where I can see what's going in it now. It has to come up and over that little rim. Plant bits, fruit bits. Alright, I'm going to call that right there. That's as good as you're going to get it. Yay! I think I want to move this up here. That's a lot of weight in that little door. Okay, so now we're going to just take the rest of this over. Yeah, it's going to just take all the yeast. That's fine. We'll take it all. Probably don't need to even siphon it, right? I can just pour it right in. Let's do that. Okay, now I'm going to try to very carefully not break anything and not go and move that. It's sitting on that silverware knobby. Yeah, okay, get it flat. Okay, here we go. Once again, you want to get a little bit of fluid in the bottom before you start to trust it to stand on its own. And it's really kind of peach colored right now. Hose clip out, and then we can do that. That'll make more sense. Give me some more support. Come on, you can take just a little more here. It's thick. Now the other bottle looks really good. Okay, here's the cleanup part. I just love that. Well, as you can see, there is more cleanup required. Yeah. So you always brew in a carboy because you're going to add a little heat, so you want glass. But now I can go ahead into the polycarbonate. I'm not quite as full as I want. I'd like to have it up in this area because then you have a small area with air. Because remember, this has air in it now. It doesn't have CO2 like it did here. We opened that up and released it. It will continue to ferment, and I could add a little bit more sugar if I wanted to continue this. But mainly I'm just going to let this settle out, and we'll recast this back later. And here are the dregs, which is the last bit of it. And it will settle out, and it'll stratify, and I'll have a line of hooch there that'll be lovely. And that will get to go back or get drank. I don't know. And then once this has been settled really nicely, we'll get it bottled up in these new 1 liter blue bottles that are just absolutely amazing. I love these bottles. I just love those bottles. There's so much to love about them. So it looks like we got some 5% hooch fruit cocktail. First time I cast it, and you can kind of see that process. And of course, my favorite use of the dishwasher door is just every time I'm brewing, I'm using that door because it just makes cleanup easy. You don't have any sticky footprints and stuff where you might have dropped a few drops and then you track it around. So dishwasher door works good. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I always enjoy this kind of stuff. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon, and we'll I might go further with this and take it down further and do a second proof on it. I'm not sure. I didn't think about that. I might even buy some fruit to put in there and go that route. So, but it will get bottled in. I'll show you that when I get to that next step. But just look at this beautiful stuff. You can see the light through it. It's just so pretty. It is very much still alive. There is active fermentation still going on, which is why it's got a port. Oh, both of them have a port. So it's not doing much, but it's kind of thinking about it. We'll see. But I've got some other yeast in here that I might try. In fact, let me show you. I can grab it out of the fridge. So it's this cider house cider, premium cider yeast. So it's what I got in that last order. And because this is just brewer's yeast right now, because it's just so easy to work with and I have a bunch of it. But I might do a second proof with some of this. You're going to have to tune in to find out. All right, guys. I love you. You know, think about just doing a little brew yourself. It's just this easy. You know, it's not hard. And if you screw it up, you make some amazing vinegar. I've done that too. All right, bye-bye.